Alive.
All right. First and foremost, we gonna say all praises be to Yahweh
Yahweh,
Ba'Shem,
Hashem, Yahushai,
Yahushai Ba'Shem
Hashem
Dash.
Rakakadash.
And then we gonna say double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone.
Double honors.
And shalom to the sincere elect teaching the truth in faith and sincerity. And here, of course, we're back at you here, through the grace of the Lord, you know, with another live show, live lesson. And obviously, the as we've seen, like in the last day, the Lord just highlighted how much more so how heavy this faith is, and what we're a part of, and what we're involved in. Like, and how being in this faith and being out there, like, on the highways and byways, as the scripture says, is literally a living as a sacrifice. As
Mm-hmm.
it says in Romans 12, man, your life is out there, like, on the line. Here it is. Scoffers talk about, where brothers teach and what brothers are. Well, that brother obviously wouldn't couldn't pan the whole camera, but that looks like a normal park where maybe there might not be a lot of people, but then guess what? That happened. You know, the
Mm-hmm.
brother was basically battling for his life, like, in that moment. You know, and guess what? It was essentially like a miracle that the Lord gave him the protection to to, to protect himself, and leave that there unscathed, man.
Mm-hmm.
But it just highlights even more so that this word, this truth, and what we're involved in is literally isn't a joke. But then it also highlights how the Lord's always gonna take care of, like, and protect his elect, man. You know. So with that, bro, I mean, if you want to make any opening statements or
Khan, yeah, I
anything,
mean, Spirit had it where,
yeah.
but we touched on that statement at the camp, right? That we actually have to believe when the scripture says that the Lord, will protect His men, right? We actually have to believe that is, that's going to happen, especially in the times to come, right? We can't
Mhm.
just be looking at these accounts as just stories, man. We have to believe that these, when the Lord said, He will protect His men, that he meant it, right? And we're going to
Mhm.
start seeing more and more, right, of that happening as things start to heat up. So if I can, actually, can I get this is Isaiah 59 and 19. It says, so shall they
Mhm.
fear the name of the Lord Yahweh from the west, and His
Mhm.
glory from the rising of the sun, when the
Mhm.
enemy shall come in like a flood. The spirit, the spirit of Yahweh shall lift up a standard against them.
Mhm. Yeah, man. And that standard there, man, is the heavenly host of angels, you know, or you just being given spiritual power, Lord making miracles happening. Bro, it's deep, man, and it's something I always say, like, that always gives comfort is we cannot forget the Lord seals the instructions. So
Hmm.
everything that we go through in a day-to-day basis is already set out already, it's already planned. And if
Mm.
it's so, that means in one moment you can be in an impossible circumstance, and if it flips into your favor, just just like that, because it's already planned.
Mm.
Like, here it is. It's like, I mean, that demon that came to that brother's camp. He obviously came with a pistol, but then the spirit of the Lord also had it be so that that day that he didn't have no bullets on him, you know. And guess what? Even if he had bullets, the power in which we serve could have still made the jab,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So it's like the Lord always shows you on a daily basis, day by day. Sometimes you might not understand, what's happening during the day. Your car, you might miss the maps,
Mm-hmm.
or go on a different route, or you might miss your train. But then, i- if you can really see the chain of events that happen in that day for you to go back home safely, then you just even more so give glory to the Lord, like
That's
like
it.
like we already do. But even more so if you could see what danger and things that He's keeping you away from. Because just like that brother, there's many brothers that can attest to stories of guns going off and things missing you, or cars breaking down right before accidents. You know, you know what I mean, like a certain yeah, like a train that a certain extreme kind of incident takes place on. You was you were supposed to be on that train, but
Mm-hmm.
then you missed the damn bus, you know,
Yeah, to get you there.
to get you there, man.
Yep. It
Uh,
reminds me
but
of
yeah,
the one of our teachers growing up.
mm,
His route, the train that he normally takes, was the one that blew up on 7/7. That would
yeah,
have been his regular scheduled train, but he was
and
just
and
late that day.
and that's the same story with also my mother. That was her story as well.
Mm-mm.
That was one of her routes to work that morning.
Yeah.
And or that day. And she herself said, yeah, normally if I'm going to work, that would have been my you know journey or whatever it is. So it's
That's
deep,
it.
man. And it's like, hey, yeah. So that's why I always say, man, that the Lord seals the instructions, man. All right, go ahead.
Yep. So that's it, and that's I'll jump into Psalms. Yeah.
Yep. No.
Just
Let's go into what Psalms 34.
yeah.
Okay, so sorry, I thought you was going straight to Psalm 91. My bad.
Nice. So Psalms 34. It says, I will bless. I think it's like verse 7. Psalms 34 and
I
7
mean,
says
start from higher, innit? If you can start from higher.
um. Yes, I'll read from the top then. I'll bless Yahweh at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. My
Yeah, like
soul.
it's deep, man. It's always important to look, man. This life that we're in, this mundane day by day lifestyle, it's not real. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
So I say that all to say, you know, no matter what you're going through in your life, or you're working, you're doing your daily duties and responsibilities. Don't
mm,
forget to pray and give glory continually to the names of Yahweh Shema Shai. I even say that to myself because you know the Lord always shows you why it's important, man.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, like I've been in a few kind of instances myself where I, I I'll just get this impending feeling of like, bro, I need to pray. I need to
Mm,
pray. Like, pray right now. And then 2 minutes later, a mad car just misses you or some shit.
mm,
You're like, oh shit. It's like the Lord knew what was gonna happen, and to for that testimony, he made sure that sequence of events it happened how it happened, where you prayed, and then you know the salvation come through, man.
mm-hmm.
So it's deep, man. You know. Good.
That's it. It says, "My soul shall make
Oh,
her."
and even this. So I mean, not to use that brother example, to be rude, but it's like, you know, all these camps that saying that the Lord's name don't matter. So like if that happened with them, what name would they be calling them? Most High
Mm,
Christ bless. Because let's be real. Like I'm certain that when that was happening, that brother in his mind was calling on the Lord's names, man, for sure.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, hey, what's that? Well, that's Proverbs 18. The,
Yeah,
the the names of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous will run into it, and it's safe. So that's our point of refuge, man. You know,
that's it.
that's the names we give glory to on a daily basis in the good times and the bad times, man. You know, that's basically the password to the Lord's hedge, which is for His elect, really. Which they are like, I mean, already, sealed from the foundation, of the world, man, to be taken care of. Which, of course, some brothers are set to be made martyrs
Martins, yeah.
for this faith, but it's still to give glory to the Lord anyway, if that does happen.
Yeah, got a precept on
But
that.
but also the fact that this is a time of salvation. The Lord always shows his miracles, like of Him being there for you. You know, again,
So Psalms 116 and 15. Precious in the
yeah,
sight of Yahweh is the death of his saints.
mhm. Yeah, because it's a sweet savor, man. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like it's a sacrifice. It's a sweet smell. Yeah,
That's it.
go ahead, bro.
So back in Psalms 34 and 2 says, "My soul shall make her boast in Yahweh. The humble shall hear thereof and be glad. O magnify Yahweh with me, and let us exalt his name together. I sought Yahweh, and he heard me, and delivered me from all my fears. They
All my
looked."
fears, man. You
Mhm.
know, you know what I mean. And it's like, there's so many, I mean, accounts of that. Of what things might happen, and you know, throughout like all of the stories, man. When we read about Elijah, remember him? He he actually, felt, fear, because prophets are meant to, you know, we're
Yeah,
obviously bold in faith, but in the flesh, there are some emotions that you might feel sometimes, man. We remember in that story that like of Elijah, he even asked to die. He actually asked the Lord to take him out, because he's dealing this, he's being persecuted, he's basically on the run. But guess what? All in all, the Lord gave him that comfort and made miracles happen to take care of it, man.
mm,
So that the brother's example was basically a modern day example, which is that's happened to other brothers before of the Lord making them miracles happen, man. Because one, the guy didn't have bullets, and two, even if he did have bullets, the gun would have jammed, and the Lord even gave him the spirit, the fight to beat his ass, man.
well, well, if I can say, there are certain on the left hand side, right? There are certain individuals who've been protected, on the left
Mm,
hand side. Like for instance, you've got the infamous account with at the time Prince Charles when I think he was in like Australia or something, and someone came on
yeah,
stage with a strap,
and
right?
tried to and didn't
And
work.
tried, but obviously on the left hand side, he's got that protection, right? So how if
Mm,
if the left hand side has protection, how much more so the right hand side? You know,
mhm.
certain
Yeah.
things you'll see them nasty old ass Rothschilds, man. Right? Nobody just walking, right? But they're calm because they know they've got Satan, doing jujitsu for them in the back, you know.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. Yeah, because they have their purpose in it.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? They like you know what I mean? Uh, Rothschild ain't gonna get killed in front of his what's called woman at a chicken shop. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They've got a bigger purpose, man.
Hmm.
For the purposes of prophecy. You know what I mean?
Yep. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
Yeah, so carrying on, it says, verse 5, it says, they looked unto him and they were lightened and their faces were not ashamed. It says, this poor man cried and Yahweh heard him and saved him out of all his troubles. The angel of
Mm.
Yahweh encampeth round about them that fear him and delivereth them.
Yeah, man. And that that was a beautiful, you know what I mean, example of that. And there's many examples of that in the scriptures. And really, man, all it really takes, it's like at times, when your eyes can't see, sometimes like it might make you nervous,
Mm,
because you can't actually see it. But that's why it's down to the faith. The Lord speaks about blesses he that believes by ain't seen. Because like the Lord can just simply open our eyes and we see it.
that's
And
it.
then you're just walking around like, yeah, I'm good, but the Lord wants you to feel that you're good, even though you can't see it, you know? Because it's like, you remember that a cartoon that the that the brother shared like a couple years ago now. That dude, I believe I believe for the story, the character name was Michael. He's going to work with his family or whatever, and like it showed you when he was walking past people, all the other people in the world had demons on them, goblins and ghouls and shit. But
Mm,
he had an angel, a guardian angel, uh, over him in his house.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
real.
yeah,
That's actually real.
yeah.
You know, whilst we, Lord willing, are walking with angels, they are walking with demons, man.
That's it.
You know, go on,
That's it.
bro. What was you gonna say?
Yeah, and I
Sound
was
like you
gonna
were gonna
say, I
say something.
always remember the time when the chariots came up to the camp, right? That time, and you had basically, back when we used to teach in central London, where we basically had an instance where the cops they just came, the whole bag of them just came, right? Wanted to to intimidate or whatever, right? But then the Lord had
Mhm.
it whereby just a fleet of chariots,
Yeah, that
like an
was crazy.
actual fleet, not like one or two, but an actual flurry,
A
right, of
flurry
chariots.
of them.
Someone moving slow, someone moving fast, right?
Yeah.
Changing like it was it. You get certain times where it's like, could it be this or could it be that?
Nah,
Even
nah,
then,
nah.
that
Yeah.
one, it was like a yeah, that's the Lord. I always remember that night. I was like, just in the spirit, I was like, hey, if I go today, I'll go. Like
Yeah.
I was like, I've seen the hosts of heaven. I'm
Yeah, yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah. It's funny. It's funny that day because what's funny about that day as well, bro. Because with the way he was giving glory, yeah, the cups came and one cup was like No, man, that's the play.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
and I think it was you actually. He was like, no, not there, there.
There. Yeah,
And then he was like, oh shit.
yeah, yeah.
Even the cops are silent. Even
Yeah,
the
yeah,
cops are
yeah,
silent.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I think it was me reading that day where we read the chariot scripture before the chariots came.
Mm.
And then the chariots came after. Yo, it was crazy. That was a crazy day, man.
Yeah, yeah,
That was a
yeah, yeah.
beautiful day. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yep. Go ahead, bro.
Can continuing on, it says the angel of Yahweh encampeth round about them that fear him and delivereth them. Oh, taste and see that Yahweh is good. Blessed is the man that trusteth in him. Right.
Mm,
One of the things did a lesson the other day, basically going into how Jake just loves oppression.
mm,
Throughout the scriptures, Jake loves trusting in oppression, man. He love going to these other heathen gods and whatever, what have you, to looking for protection. And then when they leave, off, what was the account? In fact, what was it? It was for instance, you get the one in Maccabees was like, well, since we stopped being with the heathen, right? We started suffering. I said, yeah, you're suffering because you're with the heathen. It's like going back to them. It's just making your
mm,
twofold. You're just making your own judgment worse. You know.
mm. Exactly. Exactly. Yep. Go ahead, bro.
That's it. So it says, "O fear Yahweh, ye his saints, for there is no want to them that fear him. The young lions do lack, right, and suffer hunger, but they that seek Yahweh shall not want any good thing."
Yeah,
Right?
because basically the Lord was always gonna provide a way. It's like even in sports terms, it's like that last minute goal comes from somewhere. You know what I mean? That if a
Yeah.
bunder's over the line somehow, a throw on, it hits the
Yeah.
guy's shoulder.
Well,
It drops through the keeper's hands and is attacking
yeah.
something. You
Well,
know?
going back to the example you was given about the just the fact Scripture says the um basically how we there's no such thing as free will, right? There are several events that lead up to something, right? Even when
See the
you and
instruction.
yes, see with the instructions, the order, right? Even when you look at that example you just gave, how many times has that happened? And then the commentators be like, well, really, that's all because my man, like
Yeah,
5 or 6 moves before, like
yeah,
made a tackle that didn't need to be a tackle, and then they had a free kick, and then that
yeah,
brought in that last minute goal, right?
yep.
All these things that lead up to certain things. And once again, just using these different things, examples to just really show that ultimately, like the direction and the stage is already set. And this is it. It's like if it be the Lord's will that we've got to lay down our lives, like yeah, but then you come back with the Lord. I say so it's
Uh,
win-win anyway.
yeah,
It's like
yep.
yeah, you know.
Yeah, it's like in that story, for the a story to be made great, like you have to go to come back. You know,
Hmm.
it's sort of like you only see them like he- hero and villain movies where the hero looks like he's done and dusted, like he's
Mm.
gone, and then he just comes from the dust. You know what I mean? And then,
Hmm.
but like in this story, those the brothers that go gonna come back revitalized and new and young and powerful
Hmm.
with power. That's deep. So
Hmm.
let's go to
Oh, can I grab
the
something real quick?
okay, can
It just because what we're talking about is First Peter 4:18 says, "And if the righteous scarcely be saved, right, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear?" Right. Once again, just building off of that last minute goal. It's like
yeah,
there's gonna be some certain things that are just gonna it will look like damn. Like, hey, let's be real. Right, when we came out of Egypt, we was
Yeah,
like,
man.
oh shit, you know the ones, yeah, what you call it, the fans got their hands on their head, like fuck,
Yeah, yeah,
I don't know how we come back from this. You got the
yeah.
river behind, you got Pharaoh's army in front, right? You're like, damn, what we gonna do?
Cooked, cooked.
Cooked, right? And then last minute just opens up. We
Yeah,
go in, you know.
yeah, yeah. You know them ones. It's like a last minute goal. Oh, he scored a screamer. You know,
That's it.
that's really how it is, bro.
That's it.
That's how it's gonna be. Which is why you dudes who do have plans and plotting, because we've had dudes before say they're gonna do this and they're gonna do that. You can't do nothing that the Lord doesn't want you to do.
Yeah, and that
And
goes for
guess what?
peace,
Even
man.
if you exactly, and even if you do something for the short term, you feel like you got the victory, but really, man, you don't.
Hmm.
Because long term you're done,
Hmm.
and that even comes with just scoffing and slandering too. You got scoffing that's called brothers' jobs and
Yeah, yeah,
businesses,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
but now people are just bugged out, bugged the
That's
fuck
it.
out, you know, bugged out. Go ahead, bro.
Yep. So it says, oh yeah, that was it. Oh no, you was about to give me a precept.
Yeah, yeah. No, in the Kings we were the Assyrians
Come.
and the servant of the Lord.
Yeah, this is
But start up from when they they said, let's go and find the man of the Lord himself. So if you go to the story, it'll be a bit where um they talk about how the Lord is um showing them everything.
uh I'll read it from 8. So Second Kings 6 and 8 says the Arameans plot to capture Elisha. Right, it says Second Kings 6 and 8. This says the king of Syria warred against Israel and took counsel with his servants, saying, in such and such a place shall be my camp. The man of the Most High sent unto the king of Israel, saying, beware that thou pass not such a place, for thither the Syrians are come down. And the king of Israel sent to the place which the man of the Most High told him and warned him of, and saved himself there not once nor twice. Therefore the heart of the king of Syria was sore troubled for this thing, and he called his servants and said unto them, Will ye not show me of which which of us is for the king of Israel? It
Mm.
says, and
Yeah, because like his plans and tactics just kept getting exposed.
mhm.
Yeah, bro, what's going on, man? Like this someone here is obviously snitching, man. You know,
Yeah, spilling the beans.
someone here is obviously exposing our plans.
Mm.
And then they have to tell him, nah, man, it's just that side has got a prophet, man. You know,
Hmm.
which is why the prophet was really above the king. You know,
Mm.
you had a man like King David, who's a prophet as well as a king.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
but scripturally, the prophet is really it, is really above the king, because if the prophet says that the king's something's going to happen to him, it's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, even
Mm.
would you call it the that showman King David, which he came back Friday. Need to continue watching that.
Wait,
Season two.
season two is back.
Yeah, it was scheduled to come back on the 10th.
Raw.
Season 2.
I thought,
Yeah, see.
man,
Oh shit! No, it's been out. It's been out since the 5th of October. But yeah, see,
man,
season 2. Yeah.
man, I counted the cost. I thought it was going to be in the kingdom by the time that second season comes out. See, I'm going to check. I will watch that. I'm going to watch that after the video, man.
Yeah,
I,
kind.
bro, I literally, I can't, because some of these series, man, They come
Yeah,
out
they
like
don't. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 3 years
5 years
later.
later. I
Yeah,
counted the cost. I said, yeah, it was a good season. We're probably not going to see it.
yeah,
No
yeah,
way.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right. All right. Cool, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
So yeah, yeah, yeah. So but basically, when you remember the battle, right?
Yeah.
When the Goliath and them, man, when they didn't see the prophet Samuel, right? They was like, bro, I don't see no smoke. Where's Samuel at? They were getting gassed. They was like,
Yeah.
all right, we got this. We got this.
Mm,
Ain't no Samuel. All right, cool, we good, right?
mm.
But then they saw him, and then what did their hearts do? Their hearts fainted. Man, I was like, oh
Yeah, I was saying.
shit.
Yeah.
Hey, that means the Most High's gonna be with them, man. You
Mm,
know?
hmm Exactly. Exactly. It's sort of like how certain wars that Jake had, you know, when the Ark of the Covenant came in the camp, there was like, ah, shit.
Mm,
There was like, ah, shit. You know, which when Jake was going off, that's when the Ark would get taken away. But
yeah.
even the the Ark itself was causing hell when it was captured.
Yeah.
The heathens had to bring it back. They're like, oh shit.
No, yeah, 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 yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? So they're
Yeah,
getting
they were getting
smitten.
jacked up, man.
Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
Yep. So it goes to say, verse 12 says, and one of his servants said, none, my lord, O king, but Elisha, the prophet that is in Israel, telleth the king of Israel the words that thou speakest in thy bedchamber.
Mm.
And he said, go and spy where he is, that I may send and fetch him. And it was told him, saying, behold, he is in Dothan. And therefore sent he thither horses and chariots and a great host, and they came by night and compassed the city about. And when the servant of the man of the Most High was risen early and gone forth, behold, an host compassed the city both with horses and chariots. And the servant said unto him, alas, my lord, my master, how shall we do?
Yeah,
And he
so
answered,
the servant started to get worried, man,
mm,
because his eyes was like, yo, he's basically doing the numbers. I count that man, I count this man, I see this
mm,
guy, that guy. He was like, oh shit. Even though he was a servant of the man of the Lord and knew the connection that his man with the man of the Lord had with the Lord, he was still like, well, I'm counting these numbers. It's man,
it's a bit peak.
it's a bit peak, man. But carry on.
Hmm. So it goes on to say, um, and the verse 16, and he answered, fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them.
Yeah, and that's really the key point. Like they that be with us are more than they that be with them. Because you might see a brother on his own in a certain location, or two brothers, or where how many other brothers, or you might see all the brothers teaching in their various camps all around the world, and you might think they're alone, but nah, bro. Like if
Mm,
the Lord opened your eyes to what's around brothers, that's of the elect. You might, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna, I'm gonna just leave them alone. You
mm,
know what I mean? And what adds to that is that there's been so many times, man, that over the years, man, the brothers have been teaching and been in the spirit. There's a whole crowd. Sometimes there's a circle around you, and there's like 50 people who want to harm you, man.
mm.
But but the Lord just makes it be that they just they don't do nothing, or if they do something, you're somehow able to overcome or escape the situation. You know?
That's it.
Good.
That's it. Okay, so you want Psalms 91 now? Or do you want me
Oh
to
no,
just
no.
finish this real quick?
Yeah, just keep
Finish it real quick, yeah.
go. Yeah.
All right, so verse 17 says, and Elisha prayed and said, Yahweh, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see. And
Yeah,
Yahweh,
yeah, so tell him to count, and that was the main point I wanted to hit, to open his eyes that he may
oh,
see.
yeah.
Because if the Lord open our eyes, you know, see, the Lord likes to be confident and obviously faith, confidence with faith. But it's like, yo, if the Lord, and that's what's gonna happen. That that's a real life example in the scriptures of really that scripture proves there's more than meets the eye, like as they say. There's
Mm.
more stuff. There's more things around us that we cannot see, but it's real. It's like, remember that movie, was it They Live, when he put on the
Yes, yeah, yeah,
glasses
yeah, yeah.
and he could see what was really going on, and then he'd be able to see little things upon people. Like, that's legitimately, that's real life, bro.
Yeah. And
Like,
and and that
yeah,
it's like, yeah, no, I'm
no,
saying
go.
that's why certain interactions that we have in this, in whilst we're out and about in the world, that's why they are the way that they are. That's why
Yeah,
certain people, they just bug out, right? You would just be trying to, once, just be being cool. Why is serpent harmless as a dove, right? And then they on their end are just going a little bit crazy, and it's
mm,
just they're like, oh, you're kind of like, yo, what's going on? And you realize, oh, their demons have jumped on this individual,
yeah.
right?
It's like, and sometimes it's like almost like you can almost see that when the demon jumps on the person.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there was a video I like that once many years ago, before AI was doing the madness. Nowadays, you don't know what the hell is real. But
Mm.
before, remember those that like there was like um there was like a nigger drive by, like in a jank neighborhood, and a car pulled up and sprayed the block. And when the car pulled off and everyone was just running, it's like the demon, like a shadowy demon figure, ran the other way.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, it was crazy. It's like there was mischief happening. Or even the Travis Scott concert.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
The Travis Scott concert. Um, yeah, then you literally saw like a horse and a man fucking in the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's actually what happened, man. So and even like even us, bro. Remember, we always used to mention this. Um, we always used to mention this. With uh like uh them trans people then, like,
Mm-hmm.
that used to walk past the camp, like in the city, that how they'd all have that walk and
Yeah,
all
yeah,
have their
yeah, yeah,
hands the
yeah.
same way. It was the
Oh, yeah,
same. It
yeah,
was the
yeah.
same. Remember,
Same
we always
demon.
used to see that.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
the
yeah,
same
yeah, yeah.
demon, man.
Yeah, it's the same way. What do you call it? Moe's. They've all got
Yeah,
that saying because they all got that. Because the thing is, like,
yeah,
you won't even hear them, but it'll be the way they walk. There's a
yeah,
certain walk. There's
yeah,
a certain hand thing
yeah,
that they will do
yeah.
and stuff like that. It's that same demon, man.
It's a demon. It's sort of like the scripture speaks about um a man might be known as in his
And
gate,
it's good.
you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
And it's like, bro, we've seen it firsthand, bro. Like,
Mm-hmm.
certain certain people, even people we know, they might have a one demon, and that's the main demon on them,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
they just walk and act the same. It's like
Mm.
you might know two people from, like, even us, bro. The two people we both know that we always compare to each other.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like they both walk the same, almost like
Mm-hmm.
they have the same spirit, and they've both never met each other.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So it's deep, it's real, man. It's sort of like that movie Fallen. Remember Fallen
Mm.
with Denzel Washington?
Yep.
It's like it's like every time you look them in the eyes, it's like that's when the demon will jump on them. Sometimes you can actually see with people that their eyes change, their countenance change. Like, bro, that demon has literally jumped on that person, man.
Yeah, and that's why there's certain scriptures talk about, for instance, putting away evil. Because imagine we live in a world where this evil is has been multiplied. That spirit is allowed to multiply, right? Such that now, once again, I'll be going for my lunchtime walks, my morning walks, or whatever. And if I
Yeah,
take a if I go for my walk at a certain time, a lot of times you just be seeing young girls. They'll be all holding hands and stuff like that. And it's just like, yo, like it's still in uniform, holding hands, and it ain't no friendly holding hand either. It's a friendly holding hand, and that's just the
yeah,
world that we're in nowadays, man. Why? Because
yeah.
that little. Let me grab that real quick. This is First Corinthians, Galatians. Oh, we can get either then. First Corinthians 5 and 6. Your glorying is not good. No, you're not. That a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump, right? So you get all of these people, their demons and their spirits on them, and imagine like this is just the norm now. You know,
Mm,
this is just the norm, and it's like those certain um what you call those certain demons, like, oh, for instance, yesterday at the camp we saw them two geezers. At first it was just like, oh yeah, man's brought his son and his son's friend. Then after all, I was like, wait there,
probably
that's
freaks.
like a,
Yeah,
yeah, that it looked like it was a freak, right, who basically adopted two freaks that had basically adopted free boys. Now what do you think them boys are going to grow up to be?
exactly, exactly. Why the kingdom is wicked, man. But then
Mm,
this is it circles back to the angels in Encampeth because for brothers that are in a unfortunate circumstance where you can't homeschool your children and they got to go to these systems. That's why that hedge, extends to you, like in your household and your children as well, man. Because
mm-hmm,
you have brothers that have children and might be worried, man.
mm,
Hey, nah, man. 'Cause this is the time of salvation. It don't matter if you have one child, two child, or five or 10. If you're the elect, and the Lord is going to have mercy upon you and your house, man. You know what I mean? And
is
your
that
seeds, then. Lord willing, man. Good.
says Acts 16 and 30 says, and brought them out and said, sirs, what must I do to be saved? Verse 31, and they said, believe on the Lord Yahweh Mashiach, and thou shalt be saved and thy house.
And thy house, man.
Hmm.
Because Jake sometimes when you use that scripture, woe to them that are with child. That was for that time, you know.
Mm.
That was at that time back in 70 AD when that whole situation was going on. But now that scripture doesn't apply because guess what? You know, there are spirits that back here to be saved, and that
Hmm.
spirit might come through you. Laying down with the lady and a child being born, man.
That's it.
You know,
Yeah,
you
and
know,
it's nothing. Like I forgot who I was watching, but basically going into how the Lord may require our spirits back, but even if we've been required, the Lord is still going to protect your wife and your children and that.
right?
You know what I'm
Yeah, that's
saying?
it. That's it, man.
And we really gotta believe that, right? And then really just hope that the Lord puts a spirit on any woman that you do have to believe that, because if then she goes and takes that mark, then it's peak, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's it.
That's
You
peak, isn't
know,
it?
yeah. Obviously, what I mean, especially if you got kids of age and they say, "Nah, I'm gonna get chipped," then obviously then they're through, innit? You know.
Mhm,
But if remember, it's like just like we, Lord willing, are sealed to teach His faith, and Lord willing are part of His elect. If they've been chosen to make it, then they gonna make it too.
That's it.
You know. You know. Let's get out Psalms 91, Babu Shah.
Okay. This is Psalms 91. Where'd you want it from?
Just from the top.
Yep. So Psalms 91 from the top says, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty.
Now, go into the word for. I know Babu Shah.
Yep. So it says H6738. Uh, it says Tazal, Salakia. It says from shade, whether literal or figurative, defense, shade, shadow,
Mm.
shade. Yep. As protection.
Mm.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, and it's like, you know, I mean, if you're like in a he- heat demon sun, and you feel like you're gonna pass out, man. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? A shade comes very handy, man. It's like, oh my
hmm
days, like this is a miracle almost. You know, because you got protection from that heat, man. So that's
That's it.
that. So he had done it from the secret place in the Most High, which is this understanding, man. It's just, you know, it's really this. It's the truth that that's hidden in plain sight. You know, shall be under what his protection, man.
hmm
It's like it's sort of like, I mean, it's not the same extent, like style, but it's sort of like, you know, when you see these mafia movies where someone's got like protection from the mafia or something. It's like, even though you can't see it in your daily life, when shit hits the fan, you see people pop out like, yo, and then you're like, hey, nah, man, you can't touch this guy
Mm.
because he's protected, man. You know.
Yeah.
But this is the um ultimate, you know, mafia like on high in righteousness.
Mm.
You know, where you know, hey, the Lord knows those that are His and sends out His, you know what I mean, like His angels to make sure that His men's, you know, is good, man.
Mm.
You know, yeah, bro.
It says, verse 2 says, I will say of Yahweh, He is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in Him will I trust. Surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome
Yes.
pestilence.
So Esau's traps, his trick, trick, trickery, you know, his little plans and agendas that he's got.
Mm.
Hey, he's about to come down with great wrath because he knows he has got a short time. You know, okay, and obviously
Yep.
hey, the pestilence, the missiles, you know, the Lord's gonna protect us, from all of that. Okay.
Yep. So it says, and from the noisome pestilence, He shall cover thee with His feathers, and under His wings shalt thou trust. His
Yeah,
truth
man,
shall
because
be.
hey, because ultimately them chariots, man, you know, gonna be there, man. Chariots is bigger than Earth.
Mm.
You know what I mean? That's chariots is bigger than Earth, bro. Getting beamed up, Lord willing, man. That's gonna come for us and our household, man. Go ahead.
It says, His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for
Yeah,
the
because
pestilence.
hey, of course, because them nukes gonna gonna fly, but obviously the elect shall scarcely be saved, innit? So especially the brothers in America and sisters, you know what I mean?
Mm,
You're gonna see it, but then just in time, just right in the nick of time, man.
that's it.
Ships is just all over the earth, just beaming up Lord's elect. You know what I mean? There's no greater protection than the protection of the Lord, because no matter where you are on the earth, the Lord is always there. If you're
Mm.
under the sea, the Lord is there. If you're in space, He's there.
He made it
Yeah,
all.
He made it all.
you
Yeah, He's there.
know,
He's everywhere.
yeah. What,
You
what,
know what I mean?
what?
Yeah.
You got it.
No, go ahead, bro.
No, I say, well, the proof of that is the on the other side. right? As in E, and is gonna try hide here. He's gonna try hide there. But what does it say in Amos the ninth chapter? That we go and find
So
him,
he
go and
did.
get him.
Yeah.
You can't
Yep.
hide
Yep.
from the Lord. He made all of it. Just in the same way, he can
Yeah.
find Esau. He can protect his men anywhere, wherever they are.
Yeah. 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 You know, it's sort of like it makes you think about man, it makes you think about I mean, I mentioned if he's the sea, he's there. It's like that Jake, that Jake Chef. You know, he was in that boat that capsized in 2013, and this guy Jake was in the sea for 3 days and 3 nights, man.
Mm,
And the Lord created a,
air
like an
bubble.
air pocket where he was able to survive in the ocean for 3 days, and then he was eventually saved. And
Mm.
he even mentioned as a kid, he actually had dreams of being capsized in a boat,
Would
you
you
know.
look at that?
And then guess what? So that was his purpose in life, for that to happen to him, to show the power of the Lord, you know.
Yeah,
Good.
that's what you call it? I'm just looking it up. It's just this guy here,
Yeah,
Harrison Okene.
yeah, yeah. And obviously Jake is scattered, isn't it? Right? Jake is scattered, but he was the only so-called black man on the boat.
Mm,
It's just him, and he was a chef. And at that time, he went to use the bathroom. So so when it capsized, like sometimes if it capsized, then you're like in a bigger room, a random room. There's a lot of waste and rubbish everywhere, so your bearings are gone. But
mm.
him, because he was in the bathroom, he was able to compose himself and then just look around for other events. I think
That's
that
it.
day he was scheduled to actually be off that day. He was scheduled to be off, and he just took that shift from another colleague, and he was able to make it.
That's it. You see, and they're just there, just. That must have been when you can see it. Just I don't know. You can see, bro. He
Yeah,
was through, bro.
yeah, bro, he was going for it, man.
Yeah, 3 days, just there, bro. In that, but yeah, man.
Yeah,
Because
and
yeah,
like
man.
he said he could hear the the fishes eating the corpses
Damn,
of his colleagues,
damn,
sharks and shit, just eating their corpses.
damn.
Because like that, especially when you're because remember after a while, you drown, your body gets bloated and shit. The sharks and fishes are here to do their job, man.
Exactly, exactly. That's what
I
they're
mean,
there
if
for, not to be bumper clock cooked, bro. Shark
yeah,
fin soup and that.
yeah. I mean, if there's a point you want to read like one little line and
Nah,
then you
no.
can.
Oh, sorry. No, I was just more just pulling it up because
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
actually
yeah,
don't remember this story.
yeah, man. It was a miracle. If you watch the
Mm,
documentary and stuff going into it, he said he actually said as a child, um, there was a gang beef that was happening between two rival gangs as he was going to the store and he was crossing the street and both sides was shooting and even one of the gang members after all the shootings he said, bro, are you not hit, are you right, like God must love you, because they were pointing at him shooting and he didn't die, like no bullet hit him, you know.
yeah. Well, I can read this. It says, I did not have the patience to wait. O'Kaney said, he says, in a move that surely must run counter to every instinct, he turned away from the exit and swam further inside. The spirit was like, nah, you ain't going there. And that's one of the things that we speak about in that day, right? When Jacob's trouble, because right now we are in Jacob's trouble. When it hits, right? We go and
Mm,
we just gonna have to be moving in the spirit because it is true. You would think that actually running towards the exit is gonna be the better thing to do, but the spirit had him run inside the boat. Okay, so a Kenny's story of survival is partly about his faith and fortune.
Mm.
And that's it.
Yeah, because you were
Uh,
saying the whole time all he was doing was praying. But that was hell. That was literally the story of Jonah in a sense of like he was in the fish belly, bro. He was through.
yeah, but
But
you
but
see
even
that.
that, but even that, when you really look into the story as well, the Lord obviously made an air pocket in the fish for him to be able to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
Because Jonah was in there for 3 days. So if there was no air pocket, then he would have died. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
When you think about it, because otherwise, man, if he was just in water, in he would have just died or drowning in it. You know? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna get from there. Um, so yeah, that's I didn't know about that story, and that's interesting.
Yeah. It's a deep story, man.
Yeah. So it's back in Psalms 91 and 6. So it says, "Nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. A
Mm,
thousand shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only
mm,
with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked.
mm.
Because thou hast made Yahweh, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling."
Yeah. So whether there's a mad pestilence or plague that comes, you know, Lord will make you aware by it doesn't touch you, man. And guess what?
Hmm.
Even if it does, He just makes you to be able to like heal from it. Straight on the spot, man.
Oh yeah,
You
because
know.
that happened to the apostle Paul. All
hmm
right.
Yeah, yeah.
What
When
was
he
it
got
with the
bitten
viper?
with the viper, he was bitten.
Yeah.
Where they just knew, all right, yeah, man, he's out of there. And then it's like, hold on, he's still alive.
Hmm.
Because if you look up some of these vipers and how quickly they make your blood coagulate, your blood becomes like literally a paste, a thick
Mm.
paste, and you're just through.
Hey man, hey, I watched 72 Dangerous Animals on Netflix. One was Latin America, one was Asia, right? So like India and all of them places there, right? Bro,
Mm.
the Lord's got some animals out here, man. Got
Yeah,
neurotoxins.
yeah,
Right, yeah, because it's like some make your blood coagulate. Even certain fish, them, what do you
yeah.
call it? You touch it and then it just shuts down your nervous system, man.
Which is
So
why
it's
we can't eat everything. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
Moab.
Puffer fish is a delicacy, and I'm in love puffer fish, but it's like, bro, you don't cut that shit right, right, bro. You just bloody what's the word, man? That's it. It's a neurotoxin because there's certain
Yeah.
ones where it's like the way it works is it just stops you from being able to do involuntary things. So it stops you being
Mm,
able to move your chest, which then means you
mm.
suffocate.
That's crazy. Fuck you know. That's crazy.
Hey, let me grab this, right? This is Acts 28 and 3. It says, "And when Paul had gathered a bundle of sticks and laid them on the fire, right, there came a viper out of the heat and fastened on his hand. And when the barbarians saw the venomous beast hang on his hand, they said among themselves, Yo, hey, no doubt this man's a murderer." Like,
Yeah.
you can imagine just like whispering to
Yeah.
themselves, right? "Whom, though he hath escaped the sea, yet vengeth, suffereth none not to live," right?
Mm,
Says, "And he shook off the beast into the fire and felt no harm." So he just
mm.
shook it off, bro. It was like, all right, man.
Yep.
Because the Lord was with him. That was for them
Yeah.
to see.
Yeah. And then later, there was waiting. Like, all right, so he's gonna die in a minute, 15 minutes. Then there's a whole 6 hours. Like, bro, what?
Yeah. Well, good. That's the next verse. Is
Uh,
how be it. They looked when he should have swollen or fallen down dead suddenly, so they're just waiting. It's like, yo,
the
yeah,
day of the they're probably making plans. All right, cool. Because you don't want his body to stink up the place. Let's just make the grave. Let's bury him down
Yeah.
there. Or let's push his body like in a raft into the sea. So and then he's just like, hold on, man, how is he still here?
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
It says,
know.
but after they had looked a great while and saw no harm come to him, they changed their minds and said, nah, this is a god.
Because it's a miracle. Yeah,
Mm,
because then people had the wisdoms of the beast and that to know, look, it's this, because it's like the Lord also made them beasts to have their little, to have their poisonous potions that some of them could be used in war. 'Cause that's what the
yeah.
natives did.
Yep.
They would have little poisons that they have in jars to put on the tips of their spears and stuff. Whereby that
Yeah.
shit hit you. If 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 it don't pierce through your skin, if it doesn't kill you with an instant hit, it's gonna take you out of there.
Yeah. Just to scratch you on that, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. Let's finish off on that Psalm 91.
So it's back in Psalms 91:11 says, for he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash
Yeah,
thy
so,
foot
so,
against.
so angels charge over thee. They've been given that authority to make sure he's good, no matter where he goes.
Mm,
To basically to encamp. Go ahead.
yep. So it says, thou shalt tread upon the lion and the adder, the young lion and the dragon shall thou trample under feet.
Yeah,
Because,
so we're gonna conquer Esau, this beast. You know, gotta overcome it all through the spirit of the Lord, man. Go ahead.
mhm. So it says, because he hath set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I'll set him on
Mm,
high because he hath known my name. He
hmm
shall call upon
Because you
me
have
and
known my name. My name.
mm,
Right? Yep.
so it says, he shall call upon me and I will answer him. I'll be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life will I satisfy him and show him my salvation.
Show her my salvation. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, man. And that's exactly, you know, what we're Lord willing waiting to experience in this time of trouble, man. This our temptation.
mm,
So that brother's situation was an example of the power of the Lord, man. You know,
mm,
and you know, more and more as we get closer to the time of trouble, the Lord's gonna make many faith boosting acts take place to just show that He's with us, man.
yeah, that's it.
Hey, so with that, I mean, if you got anything else you want to get into, bro?
That's pretty much it, man. I mean, we go need our faith strong, as we walk into, enter into these last days, these last times, you know, and that's just it, man. Just gonna need to have that our faith strong, man.
Mm, that's it. That's it. All right. So with that, man, we're gonna say all praises be to
Yeah, how
Yahweh Bashem,
Bashem, yeah, will shy,
Shai Bashem
Bashem, the
Kadash.
Kakadash.
Double honors to the apostles, that was great. Most